he's just gonna. Welcome to Unwind Podcast. We're your hosts,
Maritza
and Melinda.
So welcome back, guys, to another episode. Because we're in the month of October, we are going to be discussing Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll share a little bit of stories of people that we do know that are survivors of breast cancer. And we're also going to give some information and facts and stuff to look out for.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'll be giving some of the information and facts based on CDC. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. So first and foremost, right? Let's for a moment, just take a pause for those that have lost family members to breast cancer, because it is very serious thing. And then our hats off to those that are warriors that are going through it, that are survivors right now and are in remission. That's something amazing. I actually so my cousin, my aunt, right? She got breast cancer. I want to say she was diagnosed, probably about maybe a good 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it was,
she's in remission at this point.
She's in remission right now, but 2 years ago the cancer came back, but it was in her kidneys.
Oh.
So now she has like one less kidney. But when I tell you a warrior, this woman is a warrior, because I remember she went through the chemo. She had the surgery where they have to remove your breast. But they took the meat from her like butt and hips and everything, so they made her new breast. And I remember, I remember visiting her, and she made me laugh so hard. She's like, "This is wonderful. I have a whole new body now." And she goes, "I look like I worked out," So she was making jokes, and she was in good spirits. And she kind of said to me, she's like, "Look, I'm not gonna let this define me."
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm gonna go through it day by day, and I'm a fighter."
Yeah.
And she did. She lost her hair. She had long, beautiful, like curly hair. She lost all her hair and she shaved it off. And when it started coming in, eventually, like, she was owning it. Like, she just, I don't know, it was something about her that she just kind of was like, you know what? This is new. This is me. Like, I don't even care. Like, look at what's coming in. She's like, I think I'm going to go all gray now. Like, and she did. Like, she chose to go all gray. She moved to North Carolina, but still comes back to Jersey, like, to get her medical and stuff like that, because it's obviously, you're comfortable with your team.
Yeah.
And even when she got, like, when it came back, she was, again, just like, I'm fine. Like, if I say it doesn't control me, I'm fine. And she is such a warrior. Like, I always talk to my cousin, and I'm like, man, your mom's like a superhero.
Yeah. Wow. Shout out to...
Yeah, so, Titi Lillian, we love you.
Shout out to Titi Lillian.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I've met so many wonderful, like, women who have gone through this. I can say, I think every woman that I've met is a true warrior.
Yeah.
Like, they really don't let this define them. Another friend of mine, in Brianna's class, my daughter's class, she was diagnosed with a very rare breast cancer.
Wow.
Sometimes they say it looks like a milk duct is infected, and that's where sometimes doctors, if they don't catch it, right, they'll tell you, oh, it's a milk duct that's swollen or whatever, and they ignore it. Where her doctors actually looked into it, and it ended up being breast cancer. But like she was at like a stage 3 at that point. And
so that's
go ahead.
This is a perfect to know the symptoms.
Yes.
And so some of the symptoms are any change in size and shape of your breast.
Yes.
Pain in any area of the breast. Mm-hmm. Nipple discharge other than breast milk, including blood. A new lump in breast or under your arm. So that's close to your breast area. So those are some signs of it. Not immediately worry. Go get it checked out, and go from there. And the sooner you realize something different, then you go get it checked out, and then the sooner you can get care.
Yeah. And mammograms are key. Like, so they say at 40.
Yes, I was gonna say, but mammograms, I'm at that 40 mark, so I'm not getting a mammogram.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Like, they say at 40 is when you start, but if there's history in your family, then there's recommended that you go sooner to get checked out. So, like, my cousin, I want to say like in her early 20s, they started doing them because of her mom.
Yeah.
And I will say they do hurt. Like,
Yeah.
I do not like it, but it's key. And like for me, they saw something, but they weren't concerned, right?
Yeah.
So now what they do is they monitor it. They see if I feel something, then to let them know. And you know, because sometimes you do get like a fatty tissue, and it's just normal. That's why the mammogram looks at it and they'll tell you like, okay, you know, it's not. Like the doctor comes right away in and they talk to you.
I hope they come up with something better.
I know. Why does it have to squeeze you so hard?
It doesn't have to hurt so bad.
Again, why do men not go through these things? I'm just saying. It's always us ladies that have to go through these kind of like situations to make sure we're good.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, like, you know, with my daughter's friend's mom, she is another warrior. Like, I think they were in elementary school when she first found out, and she fought for herself. Like, you know, she went to every appointment, again, lost her hair. Her kids told her, Ma, please don't use wigs. They actually told her. Yeah. They said, we love how you look. You look more beautiful without the wigs. And so she did. And she was amazing. Another trooper. Like, you saw her and she was kind of like, you know, it is what it is. I'm believing I'm going to be healed. Like, you know, I prayed with her. You know, her cancer came back. And here's another thing. And I think Melinda has some words for this when I make this comment, but she became her own advocate because she felt something off. She went to the doctor. The doctor actually like ignored her and was like, oh, you're fine. And it was, I think, her neurologist that ran tests. He's like, you know what? I'll run tests. They came to her house, told her, we need you in the ER right now. We need to do tests right now. And so she was like, okay. He's like, don't panic. Like, let's just run these tests. And she said she went through literally, it was like 24 hours of tests. And it was the neurologist, not even her like cancer team. And she fell asleep. When she woke up, her whole team was in her room. Ugh. So he's like, okay, so it's back. He's like, I don't want you to panic. We have a plan. Yeah. And he started like saying like, they're going to do this. They're going to do that. We're going to do this. And because the neurosurgeon was the one that found it, she goes, I want you in charge of my team now. Yeah. Because he listened. Like, he listened to her. And
so yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, when you're sick or your kids are sick, you know what's off in your body. You feel what's different in your body. You need to be your own advocate. And if you're not your own advocate or your kid's advocate for any for situations, then that's how things progress. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, sure, you don't know anything or you don't feel anything, but if you feel something and the doctors are telling you, yeah, whatever, you know, I mean, one thing is being a hypochondriac.
Oh yeah, that's don't Google.
Yeah, don't Google.
Because Google will tell you you're not gonna make it. So yeah, let's not do that. Sorry.
Exactly, but it's true.
It is true. It is true.
You know, so don't start Googling things. Don't start doing but be your advocate. Yes. Like,
you know your body best.
You know your body. If you don't feel right, something's off, then you go and you figure it out. Like, you know, and you go to the next doctor. Get a second opinion. You know, if something is off.
Yeah. 100%.
But for example, one time I was getting really, really sharp pains in my breast.
Oh, okay.
And we went to the ER. My husband was like terrified. Like, he was like super worried. Yeah. But I didn't feel like it was something more. Mm-hmm. What I felt like, and it turned out to be, was once I took out my birth control, that pain went away.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
So I knew that it wasn't something necessarily with dangerous, my breast or dangerous. I felt that. Even in the hospital, they were like, well, we didn't find anything. Because I was in the hospital, the pain was really bad. Wow. He's like, we didn't see anything, but I would go get go follow up with your doctor, get a second opinion. He advised this. And I was just like, no, I think I should, because I did research on side effects of my birth control that I had on.
Oh, that's smart too.
And so I went and I asked my doctor to take it out. And I said, I'm having some of these side effects. And she's like, that's very rare. And I was just like, yep, but I want to take this out. Yeah. I don't feel that you know, it is the best fit for me.
Yeah.
We had it taken out,
And,
and yeah, a lot of things got better.
nice.
Health-wise, a lot of things
good.
got better.
It's true, because, you know, sometimes they say like 1 in 1 million, and sometimes we end up being that 1 in 1 million.
Yeah, 100%. But of course, like, be your own advocate. I obviously can tell that in my body that it wasn't something more than, it wasn't something cancer. Like, I just, like, in my heart, in my body, it could have been, it very well could have been, but I just knew that some other side effects that I was having, that was, I had something foreign in my body. You know, that's what was.
Yeah, that's good. And you advocated. You told them, no, I'm fine.
No. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I was like, okay, I'll follow up. And so what I did was I did that first, you know, right away. And then I realized that
went away.
That I never had those pains again.
Wow, that's interesting. And it's funny too, because our bodies do react to certain things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's hard, right? For those that are going through the chemo and going through these treatments. Listen, we understand it is a tough thing to go through. I hope that you have all the support that you need. I hope that your family's with you, and I know they are. You know, this is a month where there's so many fundraisers going on, so many walks, so many runs. We hope that you guys kind of like join one in an effort to support those that are going through it, the survivors. You know, it's big. A lot of teams wear pink, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good, like, to look up why is it the color pink, right? That would be a good.
Oh, I'll look it up in a second. Because I'm on
the spot.
I
just
know,
so
because
you guys know.
I'm on a different page, and
I always do it to her. Sorry.
So, but yeah, I guess pink because female, like, but mind you, men do get cancer.
They do. Yes.
That is about 1 out of every 100 get diagnosed with breast cancer, and that is for men. So it's very uncommon, but it happens.
It does.
So that's good to know for our men as well. Each year in the United States, about 264,000 women get breast cancer.
Wow.
Ladies, that is a big number. So again, be your advocate.
And you know,
I
was gonna say, go ahead.
And no, unfortunately, and 42,000 women die from this disease. So it is very serious. It is that's why we're saying be your advocate. If something is off before the 50 years, they say, you know, it's common in women after 50. Before, if you feel something off before the 50 and at the age of 40, when you get your first mammogram, you know, go ahead. If you have it in your family, you have those genes, and you know, go beforehand.
Get checked. What I was going to say is that, you know, a lot of the numbers have changed over the years dramatically, and a lot has to do with the hormones being put in the food and the stuff that we intake into our body. So it is very crucial to kind of like be aware of what you're putting in your body, because sometimes these things can change our natural flow of things in our own body, you know? I know that lately too, right? Young girls, they're maturing faster than back in the day. And a lot of that has to do with the hormones as well that we ingest, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah, so then also, because like to your point, also in the area that we live, the population, the fast go life, you know, the food is faster, so they have to make everything faster. Everything is faster. Everything is highly saturated. Everything is like, it's overly processed. We don't get as much vitamin D.
I know. My vitamin D is low.
So, you know, we have to take those supplements because now during this time, our tans are going away. We didn't, you know, I know that this summer probably 3 times I went out and got sun, you know, besides the regular, like,
daily things
on the porch. Yeah, but we need more sun, so a lot of people are lacking that, and that causes other effects as well.
Everything.
So, you know, our girls are developing faster because of the hormones injected to the food. You're right.
The chickens, the
100%.
Eggs. Yeah. It's hard to get fresh food here, right? Because, I mean, also what we're in, right? The economy's going up, so it's hard. It's like we want to eat healthy, we want to do the right things. Like all these things are affecting us. Like right now, even I was talking to somebody yesterday and they were saying that they're moving to Texas, right? And I know this sounds bad, but the reason is because the medicines over here in the States is quadruple the cost of like in another country. So they're talking about like living in Texas and then crossing over to Mexico to get the same medication half the price, which is it's insane.
Everything is.
It makes no sense. Like you know, the world wants us to be healthy, but you're making it so hard for us to be healthy.
Yeah,
you know.
But I think it's the overpopulation as well. So that's why. And back to the ribbon color
yes,
thing.
Yes, thank you.
It's not pink because of feminine.
Viste. I knew
it is the color. It says when you consider the emotional and mental effect that pink has, it's quite understandable why it has been chosen to be the color. So it's a representation of the color and what it means versus just being because of feminine.
Wow. See that? But what is it saying by the emotional? Does it say anything about that?
It says that the color pink, what it represents. That's what it's saying. So I'll further research and include it maybe in our post. You know, in our post.
I didn't prep her, guys. I'm so sorry.
She's putting me on the spot because she knows I have my laptop here.
That's what it is. I'm like, just Google
it.
It's
just like Google
we say
it.
don't Google when they're like Google.
yeah, exactly. But then the thing is that I'm then searching here and she's the only one talking.
Then I'm talking to myself. No, just kidding. Talking to you guys.
I mean, not that she has a problem talking. She can just go on.
It's true. It's true. No, but I mean, like this is a topic that, you know, it's dear to our hearts. At being women, right? At 13, I remember I had like a little lump on my breast, and my mom like panicked. So of course my mom panicking made me panic, because then I was like, oh, if you're scared, then now I need to be scared.
Yeah.
So she rushed me to the doctor, and the doctor did a test. And at 13 was the first time I ever had a biopsy.
Yeah.
So I just remember like laying there, and the doctor's like, oh, we're going to have to like put a needle in and pull out some stuff. And I just remember looking at my mom, and my mom's face was so white. And I was like, well, you're no help. Like, I was like, you're not.
No, seriously, Mom.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. One time I fell, and like I fell face down. My hands were behind, and they were tied. We were playing. And I fell, and I was fine. I was more scared of my mom, like, punishing me and not being able to pay than, like, me getting hurt.
Yeah.
My mom sees me, and she freaks out. Okay? Okay, so I'm still calm. Mom freaks out. She starts calling my dad in New Jersey. We're in Florida. My uncle answers the phone, because then she calls the landline. And my uncle was like, what happened? What happened, Evelyn? Like, what happened? And then she's like, Melinda.
Oh,
and all she's saying is Melinda. My poor uncle is like, oh my gosh, what happened to Melinda? And then I start crying hysterically, because now I'm like, what happened to me?
Maybe I'm worse.
I haven't looked at myself in the mirror, so I don't know what's going on yet. Yeah. That was mother's reaction sometimes is way worse.
It was so like, I just remember laying there, and I was like, I'm not going to look at you. You're just scaring me. I was like, forget it. Yeah. And they did the biopsy, came back, everything was good. But because of that, gracias a Dios, but because of that day, like, that's why they're always attentive, right? Yeah. Now, even as an adult, like I have to tell the doctors, like, at 13, whatever. So that's when they did my mammogram. So it's there, it grew, but it's nothing like serious. They just say it's like a fatty nodule or something.
Yeah.
But they keep an eye on it, they watch it, which is like, 13 is young, guys, right? So that's why they say, even for your like young girls, like, mothers, teach your girls like how to self-examine themselves, because if they do feel something off, they can come to you and just be like, hey, Ma, like, I felt this, it's weird. Like, don't make it awkward for them, but make it comfortable.
Absolutely.
Because it is big. I mean, I was 13. I just remember just going down to my mom. I was like, Ma, I got something weird. And she's like, what do you mean weird? Oh my gosh. And I'm like, I don't know, like a pelota. Like, it feels off. And
and for women who don't know, or young girls who are listening, you lift your arm in the shower. It can be and you just start feeling.
Yeah, in a circular motion.
In a circular motion, you start feeling on your breast and trying to look for anything. It's a quick exam, and you don't want to do it close to your cycle because
everything changes.
Everything changes close to your cycle. So, you know.
Yeah, and then the other thing I wanted to share too, so for like the women who have implants, like don't think you can't get a mammogram. You can, because they still will squeeze you.
That's good to know.
Yes, so you still get your mammogram. It's a different way they do it. I forgot like the technique behind it, but they do give the mammograms out. That's one of the questions that they ask. So don't just be like, oh, well, I have an implant now, I can't go get tested. Yes, you can. So it's important, and that's actually even more.
And you think it's gonna pop.
Well, yeah. Well, so they actually, some of them, they say that. They're like, oh, we're not, charged if they do pop or whatever. And you're kind of like, wait, what? Like, but, it's good to know that you get checked out because, like, it's something different in your body, right? So you got to check for that. Just be on top of it. Just really look out for your health. Like, even, like, signs of, sometimes you guys could feel off and you don't even know. Like, somebody else could tell you, like, wow, you look really tired today, or, is everything okay? Just kind of be on top of your, like, health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
so,
ladies.
Yeah, so this episode, we didn't make it as a full 30-minute one because we didn't want to make it like, kind of emotional aspect of it. We wanted to be uplifting. We wanted to encourage women to check themselves and, you know what, tag people, reach out to people who are survivors. We want to acknowledge them.
Absolutely.
We salute you.
We salute
yes.
you. We will put an organization that we feel is good for you guys if you want to donate on behalf of yourself. Then put our name if you want. We want podcast if you want. But yeah, we'll link something for donations.
Yeah, and maybe you know what, guys, maybe right again, putting her on the spot, guys. Sorry. Maybe we can do something. It might not be in October, maybe it'll lean a little bit into November, but maybe we one podcast can put a little walk together and we'll donate to the charity, so be on the lookout for that. It might be a little bit after October, but we definitely will do that because we are big with charities and donations.
Yep, absolutely. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode.
Yes, thank you.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye,
Make sure
guys.
to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.